Well, welcome back to Pieces that Pat Paints. I am Pat. We paint pieces. I paint all sorts of pieces. I usually do this on weekdays from Monday to Friday. It would be weekdays, Pat. That was weird. Anyway, if you enjoy my brand of interesting hilarity and painting and free range music I find to listen to, hang out. Hit the like, subscribes, all those things people want you to do. We're working on this is Malenia. It is a figure from a game called Elden Ring. Some folks may be familiar with it. I know some folks of the channel are familiar with it. I know some folks are not, and that's okay. Both are okay. Both are great. We've had to do some minor repairs. We've done the best we can getting things set up. We're still kind of working our way through this part here, trying to get it set up. We're definitely going to need to paint a little bit of that yellow around this outside. That's a yellow ochre we're using for this base yellow, and then we've got a lot of washes and things to do after that. Now it's all pretty much going to get, the back of this gal is pretty much getting covered up by our cloak, so we're going to keep that in mind as we move forward. We're going to have a lot of shadow back here, so we're not going to worry too much about the highlights in this very back, okay? But the highlights on everything else we're definitely going to need to take a look at. And we're going to eventually be getting to highlighting that, and probably this. We may need to darken this up one more time. Same with this here. We'll see. It just kind of depends on how it all looks when we get it together. Man, we got to get this yellow toned down pretty soon. That'll be the goal today, just to get this yellow toned down and slap some of this other colors on here we need to do. We're going to put a little bronze on our arm and so on and so forth. So that's going to all be super exciting. Using a Winsor and Newton product on that. This one has had ink spilled on it, so it's all funky looking. It's an older tube of that paint. I keep forgetting I have it. I have like a newer tube of it. I keep forgetting I have that little one. And I'm trying to use up the little one so that I'm using the fresher paint, right? That's the idea. Anyway, so we have various selections of utensils. I'm gonna grab our trusty number 3. Get it wet. Always get your brushes wet, and play the music, Pat. Always play the music. I think after 5 minutes I should be playing the music. I should just keep my intros to like 5 minutes and then just go. Let the music play, and then I can be funny over the top of the music. It's not like you can't hear me. My voice carries and I'm loud. I've kind of gotten used to it over time, but then maybe I haven't. I don't know. So here I'm mainly just trying to make sure I get right up to this edge. It's better to do this from the back, on the back end, and on the front end where we were trying to be a little bit more careful. You're still going to have to kind of come through and get a little bit of that done. We're going to want to be a lot more careful on this side than we are on that back side. So just be aware of that. Cognizant of where you're at. All your stuff should always be that way. You should be aware of what you're doing and where you're putting paint at the time. And with this, we don't have to do too much. We just need to make sure that this one section that's visible right here is done, because you can't see this side at all. It's too close. I mean, we're gonna have to do like right on the edge, but we don't have to go all the way up the lip. And we're really not gonna have to YouTube is just making it where everything has ads. I'm surprised I don't have ads, honestly. I guess you have to get to a certain level of popularity, and since very few people watch these, that right now, I gotta get my viewership up. And that is a very slow mountain to climb. But we're working on it, There we go. And we'll bring this a little further up. Little more, little more. Surprising me how much of this you can see through that little gap. You'll never see that. Once this thing's together, it'll all be gone. It's way up in there. There's my signature. People always are like, don't you sign your stuff? And I'm like, I mean, no, you can't really sign these in that way. But that's fun. I like throwing those little hidden messages in there. Putting my initials and client's initials, that's kind of entertaining. And I'm super proud of this one already, so I know when this is done I'm going to be real proud of her. So there we go. Now we're legit. And kind of, there you go. You can see it in the camera. You can see the color back in there. And that's what we're trying to do. Okay. Next. Now those things on her hip, did we decide whether that was silver or bronze? Hold on, I'm going to turn that off on accident. That's okay. Where did that I thought I saved a picture of her. Maybe I did not. Oof. I thought I had saved a picture. I'll have to look it back up. That sucks. Oh wait, here we go, I found it. Okay. That looks like it could be bronze or gold. I think we go with gold. Although silver would probably look better. Maybe we could go with a silver and then we'll just kind of like make it tarnished silver. Like slightly tarnished. Because silver would look great here. Plus gets us a chance to add another color in. The more colors, the better. It always looks better with more colors on it. helps break things up. And putting gold like right here on top of this is going to make it look, you're just going to lose it. But a silver color will stand out, and we'll wash it down with like a tarnishing color so that it looks tarnished. And silver is another one of those colors that kind of takes a few layers to do it properly. So don't worry about it if it's not setting up exactly the way you want. Especially right over this yellow ochre. It's gonna take a second for it to sink in there. But since we're kind of looking for that little bit of a yellowing effect on the silver, like a yellow brown tarnish, it should play to our advantage. Just make sure you keep your details. Don't let your paint get too globbed up in any one place. It's really easy to obscure like those little baubles that we're going to need to paint red, so keep that in mind. So you'll see here, since we painted this one purple, the silver kind of shows up a little easier, but not by much. Some of it is literally just the paint itself, the pigments, they're a little bit more translucent than some others. So the coverage is just a little bit different. Similar to white, and there's a couple other things that are like that. You can always just paint around that disc if you want, but I find it easier just to make sure I cover it and get over it. We're going to be dropping some color right on top of it, so it'll be alright. Probably use an ink so it'll be shiny. Keep that gem look. And we want to do all this before we throw a wash on there in case we make any mistakes with this silver. We can always come back and get that fixed. Oh my god, y'all, the commercials. I really got to start paying for something that does it to where I don't have to listen to commercials. But the channel's got to make some money, so I need you guys to like get more people watching my things so we can listen to music and not be interrupted by commercials. So if you run across this video and you like and subscribe for no other reason other than to get to YouTube to start paying for me to be able to have us have videos without commercials in the music. I think by the time that we get there they'll be putting just regular commercials in, but whatever. YouTube. Yeah, that's gonna look great. It always looks so weird when it's all super bright. I'm like, what? It looks so wrong. It looks like a cartoon. And we'll start aging it, darken it up, weathering it out. keep meaning to set up an Etsy shop. That's the thing I need to do. There's a lot of people apparently that need painters over there. I feel like I could set up my services and start getting us more clients. That'd be fun. There's one of my children. It's Eowyn. How are you, honey?
Good.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking at the painting you have. I kind of like it. I kind of like the outfit. I kind of like the outfit.
Yeah? Thank you.
It's pretty nice.
It'll be a little different when it's done. What it looks like right now. But it's still going to have a little bit of this yellow color to it. But it'll be a lot darker brown.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, sir?
Fine.
This is my youngest boy. You guys excited for summer break?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited to go to Whitewater.
We're going to decide to go to Whitewater.
Umber City, Six Flags, and I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for every places.
Frontier City and Whitewater and Six Flags and all the exciting places. Oh.
What is this design?
I think it's the tree, the Erd tree, if I remember the name of it properly.
I also think it's like...
Your brother could explain it to you better. He actually knows this game.
Yeah, he plays it a lot. Do you have anyone watching?
No, not right now, but that's okay. Some people watch later. They watch afterwards. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of white.
What character is this?
It's
Her name is Malenia.
from Elden.
Yes, and it is from a game. It's from the game Elden Ring.
Well, I'll go back. I'm gonna go back out there.
Okay. Thanks for coming to visit.
You're welcome, Dad. I'll see you after the video.
Okay, honey. Yeah, I like that break. Give her that little bit of a break in her bodice, and it'll make things look a little bit more on point for us. All right, do a little bit more flesh color. Very happy with this one so far. Well, that's going to get covered up by our cape, so we're not going to worry too much about it. Don't want that little crusty, whatever that was, sitting right on her like that. Since they had to put her boobs all out and everything. They did too. They put him like, hello.
head down to the lot where Tom Brady is trying to track down our Earth customer.
I'm here, Vaughn, but looks like I just missed.
I don't know why we're getting so many commercials today. We usually don't get commercials on this particular feed. When I listen to it, really starting to think old YouTube is cracking down on anything that doesn't have any kind of advertisement. That's the way of the world, y'all. Adapt and overcome or get left behind. That is how it is. That's what I'm trying to do myself. Trying to adapt to my new life, my new direction, new purposes. It is really difficult. It's also been really fun, really nice in a way. It's been good to be able to work on this studio, and things are finally getting nicer around the house. We got a nice little garden is going. Things are getting cleaned up, looking better. Just gotta keep working on this and that and that little thing. Some clients. Start selling minis down at the flea market. So bright and shiny. All right. kind of keep working through it, little bits at a time. Don't forget to check your details. Don't let your paint blob up, bubbles, things like that. Keep your brush moist. Keep your paints moist. Especially if you're dealing with, like, if you're gonna use the same kind of stuff I use, you really got to keep the consistency the way you need it. In certain places, you're gonna need different consistencies, so you really have to pay attention to that. You know, it's not just about like wet with that. Sometimes you need it wetter, and sometimes you actually need it drier. So it's, you know, keep the consistency of your paint right, but definitely keep your brush wet and moistened, or else it'll start to, you can start to damage it. Now if it's a synthetic, yeah, whatever. You just trash those things and buy new ones. And you don't trash them, but you know what I mean. That's another commercial. So weird. Okay, get down in there. Way down in there too. Alright, I think I got it. Woo! Don't fall. Shame this piece didn't come in. This arm didn't come in a few pieces. It would have been easier to paint it in a few pieces instead of one solid deal. It's hard to get all the way back in there. I'm doing too bad, but could have made this easier. Not that you're really going to see that, most likely, but yeah, you have to really start moving it around to see that. I think we're good now. Especially with the way she stands. There we go. And with any luck, the black wash will take care of anything that was left in there that we probably want to get rid of. With any luck, that black wash should finish that off. Uh-oh, I got disconnected. Hopefully we're reconnecting. Do we reconnect? We're reconnected. Okay. We came and we went, we came again. Woo! Come back here. one little spot of ochre right there. Few more little touch-ups.
Life's full of
Just trying to make sure we got all our bases covered here. Come back a little bit more of this silver. Kind of places we missed here, maybe. Either missed or the... Again, like your pigment sometimes doesn't take quite as well as others. So... try to get all this done up before we drop this wash on here. It'll make it a whole lot easier. Just ever so slightly, ever so slowly, ever so patiently. Keep going. Little bits at a time. Ah! And of course, you know it's in a place that actually doesn't matter, but here I am fretting about it. I'll fix it anyway. Okay. So now we get to do the dirty. Okay, so I'm gonna make this old snappy brush pretty wet. A lot of water down in this umber with a little, I'll put a little bit of that Mars black into it to kind of give it a darker, like a way darker brown. We may want this bigger brush for this larger areas, but I'm probably going to come back with that smaller brush for some of those tighter spots. And of course the metal is going to get our metal wash, but if a little bit of this gets on it, it'll be fine. Real wet. With this real wet. We're trying to get it to flow for us. And try not to do that. Try not to put your fingers in it. Dang it. Chef. Pat. Whatever my name is. It's a little too wet. And there's a level where it gets too wet and it won't cling. So you kind of gotta mess with it a little bit to get it right. A little too much on some of this. It's a little too heavy. Some of it's a little too light. Just takes a little bit of manipulating. I think it's just right. Don't worry about it if we get some of these. We're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna go ahead and do these, and then I'm gonna come back and re-highlight them. So we're not gonna stress that. There, doing it again. Okay. You just hold her by this arm is what I should do. Now, I don't want to actually touch her flesh with this. I'm going to put a different wash on her flesh itself. Make sure we get this front done, because it's the part that's gonna get seen, and we'll come back and worry about the back. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, now we're starting to look dark. Alright, now this may actually take more than one round. Get a little bit more of my Umber out so we can mix it a little bit more of it. And we're about to have to figure out what we want to do about this bottom cloak too. Uh-oh. When the lids roll down there, it's like they roll down there to die. I gotta find them quick, or else they're gonna disappear. Okay. Ah, there we go, picking it up again, wrong place. Look like I keep touching in a place where you're not really gonna see it, so, I mean, I guess that helps. I'm gonna say it does just so I can maybe feel better about it myself. Just kind of keep applying it until you feel like it's dark enough. You feel like all the crevices you want filled in are filled in and colored. And you see how that's just a little too dark. Just get a little bit of water and just kind of work that off there. And you keep kind of pulling it down and keep using it.
Looks like I just missed her. She's a Hertz Gold Plus Rewards member, so no waiting in line at the counter for her. That means
Oh my gosh.
skip the line and get right to your destination. That's why
I kind of miss when Tom Brady played football instead of did Hertz commercials. I don't actually watch a whole lot of American football, which is why that joke's kind of amusing. If you know me on a more personal level. Carefully. This side back here is actually pretty dark. It's going to be underneath that cloak, so speaking of underneath the cloak, we should do this too. Especially this inside, since it's like, you know, underneath everything. I'll just knock that out real quick. Alright. Now we gotta decide whether or not it's all dark enough. Yeah, I think it should just go just a shade darker down here. It's a little bit darker. Wow, 48 minutes. Mostly doing wash. How exciting. Oh my gosh. It's definitely one of those extremely necessary, extremely boring stages of all of this. Putting wash on stuff. A lot of it is just learning this consistency that you need it to be at to do the job right. I need to look up and see what color this is. If it's actually on the original. Some of this stuff isn't, so I'm starting to learn that. More and more every time. I'm not sure if they did that to break copyrights or what. Add a little bit more black to this inside. So its wash is darker.
Reboot your credit card with Apple Card, the only credit card designed for iPhone. It gives you up to 3% daily
Take
cash
up
back
some of that
on
excess as it's coming down. Let that pool sit up and chill.
Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on iPhone. Apple Card issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Subject to
Darker stuff on this
Daily
too.
Cash is available via Apple Cash Card
Yeah.
issued by Green Dot Bank, member FDIC, or as a statement credit. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Just to kind of keep darkening this up. She's supposed to look pretty ancient, so we wanna kind of simulate that oldness. With the way we're weathering up her gear here. Yeah, I think that Mars black is really helping us a lot more. Again, that's not a full black. That's a black with a little bit of our raw umber to kind of get that super dirty look. I'm just going to collect a little bit of this as it comes down. Right here at the bottom. I'll let this dry. Oh my gosh, she's looking so good. Yeah, I might need to do one more round on this top, but it's going to have to dry in between then and now. Let's go ahead, we'll do some of this raw, or this burnt umber. I'm going to make a real quick wash out of that, and that is what we're going to use on this flesh. And it's okay if it kind of blends in with our other wash. It's not going to do too much damage, and we're going to take a little bit of this out. Well, I should say a lot. We're probably going to end up coming in here a little bit more later on and darken up some more of that area there and her under boob. Try to darken that up a little bit more. We might even come back through and put black in there or darker color. And you can see our silver's already starting to tarnish up, and it's going to look great. We need to let that chill out for a minute. Let's see, we got 53 minutes. So we got to figure out a couple things. I got to look and see what color we want to paint this cloth. And then we'll get to work on these guys. These two swords in this base. She's in kind of like a rock, and I know there's like petals and flowers and stuff. So we'll take a look at if these little things, we want to paint them as little flower petal pieces and then make this look green, or what we're going to do with that. But it'll probably be some sort of a, a rock gray, and then we'll change these things up to give it to the different kinds of color breaks and things that it needs. And see exactly what this sword needs to look like. So we'll see. 54 minutes is not too bad. I think we're kind of stuck in a position now. We're gonna have to wait. But man, is she looking great. Really starting to see this thing come together, which is awesome. Really need to pick that. That's driving me nuts. Let's see if we can figure out what color that was. Oh my goodness. It's not even in the original deal. So we get to paint it whatever color we want. Okay. Oh, goodness sakes. Of course, there's also a bunch of like other craziness going on right now in our lives. Somebody slashed two of our tires today. I think it was like a rash of tires got hit at where my lovely partner, wife, fiance, lover, girlfriend, all things, whatever you want to call all of that, because she is the moon to my sun. She's the beach to my ocean, whatever you want to call it, everything. Anyway, she was at work, and somebody got her tires. But not just hers, like everybody in the parking lot got their tires kicked. Which is crazy. It's like 8-9 cars got hit in this parking lot at work. That's a lot for it to just be some sort of random shit. That sounds like, I don't know, to me it sounds some sort of premeditated. There we go. Some sort of color on here, for the love of God. I like that gold too. That looks great. Alright. Yeah, that looks better. That looks better. That's definitely not in the original. It doesn't have that piece. But it looks good for what we're doing here. It's gonna look great. So no sweat. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for today. And we're gonna let this stuff dry out. And we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna do the next step. And then, goodness, we're getting things going pretty quick. We gotta get working on this cloak. This will be tomorrow. We'll probably get working on this guy. It's gonna be cool. I think this was a gold in here, so we'll gold this out, and then we'll this is like a maroon color, so we're gonna use that Alizarin crimson, or Alizarin. I'm getting better at saying the word. It's not easy. Especially when you're having to read the little pronunciation keys on things. I should get one of those programs that like tells me how to say stuff. That would be cool, right? Anyway, it's been awesome. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate all of you. You're amazing. And if you wanna help support us in any kind of way, give us those likes and subscribes and things like that. We're gonna slowly generate ourselves a little community of folks and that enjoy this little vlog, and that's about it. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.